WIMG1300 WIMG and WPHY Channel 25 proudly presents today's topic on Trenton Talks. Today's topic is a program that discusses the topics that are important to you. And now, today's topic.
And welcome to the program. My name is Jacque Howard. I am your host, and you are listening to today's topic on Trenton Talks on WIMG 1300 AM and over the internet, WIMG1300.com. And if you're watching on television, it's via WPHY, Channel 25 in Mercer County, New Jersey. We've got a lot of information to cover tonight with my guest, Latarsha Williams-Burke. Yes. Latarsha, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's get right into what brought you to Trenton, what you're doing in Trenton, and then we can talk about your one organization and this one major event that's coming up.
Okay, well, I came to Trenton back in June of 1990 as a EOF student at the Trenton State College in Ewing Township, and I've been here ever since. In 94, I met my husband. He's originally from Hamilton, Mr. Andre Burke. We have 4 children together. I have 2 stepchildren and 2 biological children. And I also have 2 grandkids.
What?
Yes.
Well, folks, if you're watching on television, you were going to be blown away by how lovely, and Latarsha doesn't even look like she's old enough to have children, let alone to have grandchildren.
So I have a daughter. She's graduating from high school this year. Okay. I have a 14-year-old. She's a freshman at Pennsbury High School. I have an 18-year-old stepson that graduated last year and a 23-year-old stepdaughter, and she has 2 kids. So,
well, congratulations.
Yes,
fantastic.
Yes.
So I am personally glad that you are here in Trenton and your family and what you're doing. We met, I'd say, about a year ago through some mutual organizations. So can you talk a little bit about the big event that's coming up in the organization and share some details with the listening and viewing audience? Okay.
On August 17th, the 3rd annual Trenton African American Pride Festival will be held at Calwater Park in Trenton, New Jersey. I became involved with this event back in 2011. Basically, I saw an ad in the newspaper looking for volunteers to help with this event that L.A. Parker, who's actually the founder. He had this great idea to bring families and children and everybody to the park and make it like it was back in the day where everybody just had a good time at the park and enjoyed themselves. I went out for my first meeting. Just to backtrack, I was pretty much one of those people who wanted to volunteer in the community and always say, after I get off my 9 to 5, I'll go out and I'll do something a little extra than, just basically going to work every day. So it took a lot for me to get up and say, okay, let me go down to the Marriott and see what they're talking about. And pretty much, I'm the executive director now.
Oh, well, fantastic. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. So I think that the Pride Festival itself, brought out a lot of great qualities. I've met some amazing people in the Trenton community that want to see change in this community. They want to see our kids being able to pretty much enjoy themselves, free from any type of harm and so forth. They want to see families come out and, just relax and have a good time. And, ever since that first meeting, I took it head on, took on more than one responsibility. And our first year, we did not expect the thousands of people that came out that year. But we had at least 6,000 to 7,000 people our first event.
Okay, that was 6,000 to 7,000?
At least 6,000 to 7,000 people our first event. We had no issues, no problem, thank God. Second year, the crowd grew to about 8,000 to 9,000, and we had a wonderful time last year. And this year, we hope to take this festival to another level. What we want to do is that we want the Trenton African American Pride Festival to be just as big as what's happening in Philly, what's happening in New Brunswick area, what's happening in Newark. And we pretty much want people to come into the city to see all the historic landmarks and see what Trenton really has to offer.
Fantastic. I'm speaking with Latarsha Williams-Burke, who is the Executive Director of the Trenton African American Pride Festival, and you're listening to WIMG 1300 AM, WIMG1300.com, and WPHY Channel 25 is our television sponsor, or our television station, should I say. So, Latarsha, can you talk a little bit about the actual format of this year's event compared to previous years?
Well, the previous years, our aim was to bring out all the different talented people that Trenton had, basically sitting around, wanting to put their talent on display and did not have the opportunity to do so. So last year, I believe we had about 25 different acts. This year, we're going to have 2 stages. The Mercer County Parks Commission has been wonderful to us. They've basically given us their stage free of charge. The city of Trenton is also providing us with a stage. And this year, we're going to have 5 major acts. That's our plan. And on our second stage, we're going to have, another maybe 5 to 10 acts performing also. So the goal is to have activity throughout the park, not just centered on the main stage. Mm-hmm. So when someone comes into the festival, walk through that entrance of Cadwater Park, there'll be activity 5 feet. When they get to the center of the park, there'll be activity. Mm-hmm. If they walk up towards the Children's Village near Stuyvesant Avenue, there'll be activity. This year, we're adding a health and wellness under the brand new pavilion that was built. So there'll be major activity over there that will include a fashion show. We also will have Brazilian martial arts. It's just going to be a fun-filled day where, we want people to experience the park. One thing I noticed last year working during the festival, I would walk around and I would hear parents say, "I'm tired. Do I have to walk up that hill?" And the kids are like, "Mommy, how further do we have to walk?" We want them to walk throughout the park. That's the goal. Enjoy the entire park. Not to just find one spot, watch all the entertainment, and that's your day. We really want you to be, have interactive activities for the kids and their families.
I know my experience there was phenomenal. I went there with my family and friends and saw probably 50 or 60 people that I saw or I knew within that hour or so that I was walking around. Heard some fantastic musical acts as well, and the amount of vendors who you had at the event last year. Could you talk a little bit about the diversity of the vendors selling merchandise and approximately how many there were? One
thing we're changing this year, last year we had a total of 125 vendors. I believe 75 of those vendors vended food and clothing. What we're doing this year, we want to diversify the vending. Instead of having 4 or 5 people selling sausages and hot dogs, we're going to diminish that to 2 or 3. Okay. So it's pretty much, you have to get your money in, pay for your vendor's fee in order to have that spot. But we want to add vegetarian food. We want to add vegan food, African food, Haitian food, Latin, Hispanic foods, and so forth. So one thing that we know we missed last year was that we wanted to add more of a cultural aspect to it. So this year we're even creating an African village motif throughout the park. We're going to have pop-up tents designed like huts, and we're going to put straw on top of that the tents, and have the vendors under those tents throughout the park. We're going to have cultural activities in the Children's Village. Last year, it was basically pony rides and face painting and things of that sort. But this year, we want to have African drumming lessons in the Children's Village for our kids. We want to have tribal face painting, arts and crafts, family-oriented type activities. So, we did realize that was an aspect that we really needed to build upon. So we're really focusing on that. We're looking to get jazz on our main stage. We're looking to have a Latin group do salsa demonstrations and things of that sort. We're going to do Caribbean and Jamaican music. So we're really looking to include the entire community because the African culture is pretty much diverse. And we really want to educate. As Baye Kemet, founder of the Garvey School, he said when everyone leaves that festival this year, they need to say, I learned something.
Correct, and that's part of what was very intriguing to me about how the festival was set up. And as I walked around and I spoke to the different vendors and the different organizations, because there were several nonprofits and schools that were also vendors there as well, was that there was a sense of not a divisive sense. It was a sense that we are celebrating the African culture amongst all of us.
Exactly.
Which is it's the same to me as when we have a St. Patrick's Day parade or there's the Italian American Festival. We're going to celebrate the influence that culture has on all of us.
Right.
So I just want to encourage you about doing that as well. What's some contact information that people, potential vendors and volunteers and sponsors can actually get in contact with you about?
Yes, we have a wonderful website developer, Mr. Paul Harris. You guys can go to taapf.com. Everything you know regarding the festival's history, the different activities, the acts, the vendors' applications are already posted. All the fire inspection information is up there. You have a list of information about all the committee members. Everything you need is on that website right now, dating back to our very first festival.
Okay, and the website is
taapf.com.
So that stands for Trenton African American Pride Festival. .com.
Yes.
Is there also a telephone number for the folks who don't have access to the internet?
We don't have a telephone number, but we do have a email address. It's TrentonAAPride.
Okay.
@gmail.com.
Excellent.
And for those of you that would like to donate to the African American Pride Festival, you can send all donations to 1977 North Olden Avenue, Box 355, and that's in Ewing, New Jersey, 08628.
And I'm going to read this contact information again, folks. I've been speaking with Latarsha Williams-Burke, who is the Executive Director of the Trenton African American Pride Festival. This year, 2013, they're celebrating their third annual event. This year, they're looking to attract, I guess it's safe to say, about 10,000 folks.
Exactly.
Of all different ethnic backgrounds and cultures who want to celebrate the African American culture in our community. Contact information, website, www.taapf.com, or you can send donations such as checks,
money orders,
and money orders can go to the address 1977 North Olden, Olden, Box 355 in Ewing, Ewing, New Jersey 08628, and it should be titled Trenton African American Pride Fest.
Yes.
Fantastic. We've got about a minute or so before we're up on the break, and this time runs quick. Can you just talk a little bit about what was the vision, L.A. Parker and others who came up with the idea to create this event?
What I believe that L.A. Parker wanted to do was to create a yearly event such as the Mercer County Italian Festival, any other, the Greek, I think there's a Greek festival that goes on. But we saw that was nothing going on in our community to celebrate African pride. And just based on all the violence that's occurring in our city, our young people need to know that there are individuals in this community that are prideful, that love their community and want to be in a place where it's peaceful, it's family-oriented, and so forth. So I believe that he wanted our young people to see the adults in the community come together to do something for them.
Well, and that's, I haven't spoken to L.A. in quite some time, but I remember when he was first talking about the whole idea and conceiving it, he made it a point to talk about the fact that people need to know that there's more happening than what you read. So we're just about up on the break. We've got literally about 30 seconds left, so I'm going to take us right into that break. But I've been speaking with Latarsha Williams-Burke, who is the executive director of the Trenton African American Pride Festival, which is going to be taking place in August 17th. August 17th this year, 2013. You can find more information at taapf.com. You're listening to Trenton Talks on today's topic. I'm your host, Jacque Howard, WIMG1300.com and WIMG1300 AM.
Are you an inventor? Or do you know an inventor who would like to attempt to have an invention or idea patented and submitted to industry? InventHelp, America's #1 invention company, has inventors' information you can have free. Record your invention's date of origination, plus get an informative brochure and other material of interest to new inventors from the company whose patent referral services have helped secure more than 7,000 patents. Call now, 800-619-2181. That's 800-619-2181. Even if you only have an idea for improving an existing product and don't know where to go with it, you'll want this free inventor's information. It shows how InventHelp may assist you in trying to patent your invention and submit it to industry. It's a free call, so call now. 800-619-2181. 800-619-2181. That's 800-619-2181.
And welcome back, folks, to today's topic on Trenton Talks. I'm your host, Jacque Howard. You're listening to WIMG 1300 on the AM dial and over the internet, WIMG1300.com. And if you're watching on television, it is via WPHY, Channel 25 in Mercer County, New Jersey. I've been speaking with the executive director of the Trenton African American Pride Festival, Latarsha Williams-Burke, who is working with the setting up the 3rd annual Trenton African American Pride Festival, and some contact information for the event can be found on the internet at taapf.com, or you can send donations, checks, or money orders to Trenton African American Pride Festival, 1977 North Olden Avenue, Ewing, New Jersey, 08628, and that's a P.O. Box 355. So, Latarsha, you've been sharing some information about how the event itself was conceived by L.A. Parker, also some of the different activities that the children and actually all the people are going to be able to handle there, contact information, lists of some of the vendors. Can you talk about some of the sponsors and the partners that you already have and some of the things that you're looking for?
Yes. Right now, Mercer County Parks Commission and the City of Trenton, they provide us with just about everything we need to actually run the festival: staging, porta-johns, tables, tents, everything that we've requested for them. They have been gracious, and we really, really appreciate it. In addition to that, we have Christine Hope for Kids, who for the 3rd year has sponsored our Children's Village and provided funding for those pony rides and inflatables and arts and crafts and things of that sort. They are definitely on board. Our other sponsors have included PNC Bank, New Jersey Manufacturers, PSC&G, Trenton First, community sponsors such as Peter's Diner, and the Owls program, and also Popeyes has sponsored us. So we have a diverse group of people supporting this event.
And that's fantastic, because you spoke a little bit in the first half about the diversity of the event and how you and your staff are trying to make it more diverse.
Right.
And so just listing some of your sponsors: the Mercer County Parks Department, the City of Trenton, the Christine Hope for Children, PNC Bank, New Jersey Manufacturers, PSC&G, Trenton First, Peter's Diner, Popeyes, Isles. That's a pretty impressive list for an organization that's only in its 3rd year of having an event. And you're looking to have approximately 10,000 people here. So that's kudos to you and the rest of your staff. What would help in addition more sponsors? In what area? Vendors? What else would you like to see?
We need sponsors for our Children's Village, because I really, really wanted the National Black Storytelling Association to come to Trenton and do a presentation throughout the day of black storytelling. That means a stage setup, a sound system, and they would do interactive storytelling with the parents and their children. That's something that we really want to happen, and we need more than just Christine Hope for Kids with funding that whole idea of having that in a Children's Village. In addition to that, in order to put Trenton on the map, we really need a major entertainer. And, just to put out there, we've had talks with Jill Scott. And she actually has asked for our information. We sent her a package last week. And my hope is that she responds and says yes. But, of course, we know that Jill Scott would cost some money to come here to the city. And I know that she would bring a following from Philadelphia, from North Jersey,
New York City,
from everywhere, and that would be a big boost for this city. So if there's any sponsors out there who would like to see a Jill Scott or a Music Soul Child or those type of performers come to the city, please contact us.
And again, that contact information for the Trenton African American Pride Festival is taapf.com. You can send checks and money orders to Trenton African American Pride Festival at 1977 North Olden Avenue, Post Office Box 355 in Ewing Township, New Jersey, 08628. Folks, again, you always hear me making appeals for the different guests and organizations that I have come onto the program. And that's because I believe that there's plenty to do. There's plenty for us to do for entertainment, for children, for our elder or senior population. There are things to do here, and it's a safe community. It's an urban environment, just like any other urban environment.
Yes.
But when you have people out, the more people are there, the safer the community is going to be. We need people to come out in droves and not only support the Trenton African American Pride Festival, but the other events that are taking place in the city. Between two events, the Trenton African American Pride Festival and Art All Night, we're looking at having over 25,000 visitors to these different events.
Right.
So again, kudos to you and your organization for what you're doing. And let's make a real appeal. I mean, we all understand the financial situation that's going on globally and locally. But there's Trenton and Mercer County is ranked one of the wealthiest locations in the United States of America. And Mercer County is one of the wealthiest counties in the country. Jill Scott, Music Soul Child, they're 45 minutes to an hour away right in Philadelphia. Maybe we can get a local business that is willing to partner with one or two other businesses and to be able to have her come. And again, if those businesses or those sponsors or potential sponsors, just go to the website. TAAPF stands for Trenton African American Pride Festival.com and find out some more information. Can you chat a little bit about what kind of vendors you would like to see? In addition, I know you spoke about the diversity in the food, but what else are you looking to capture?
We really want our Hispanic community to come out and support this event. The Haitian community, the African community, come out and support the Pride Festival. We had a diverse group last year, but I think we can really take it to another level. Because like I said earlier, we're not going to have more than 2 or 3 of the same type of vendor. So that means that the 125 that we had last year, that may be diminished, but if those other cultures come in, we can have the same amount of vendors and we can offer more to our community. And exposure, we need to expose our kids to different cultures, different foods, different clothing and jewelry and things of that sort, arts and crafts, so we're hoping to bring those different communities in. Yeah.
And again, I've been speaking with Executive Director Latarsha Williams-Burke, who is the Executive Director of the Trenton African American Pride Festival, which is going to be celebrating its third annual event, August 16th this year. And she's starting lay the foundation for what's going to be a even larger event, hoping to attract over 10,000 people to the city of Trenton to celebrate and the diversity of the African American culture that is part of our community. Can you talk about the kickoff event that you're going to have?
Yes, last year, LA, he wanted to have some sports in the park on the day of the festival. And we had the First Tee organization. They came out, and we had golf, and NJTL, the National Junior Tennis League organization came out. They did a tennis exhibition. So basically, I was thinking we can expand this. And for our kickoff event, I said, you know what? My vision is to fill the entire Calwater Park with youth sports activities. And we now have football. Pop Warner will be out there. That's headed by Terrence Stokes. We're going to have baseball, the West End Little League versus the North Trenton Little League. And we're also going to have a hip-hop celebrity baseball game on that same day, and Ron Davis is organizing that. We're going to have a basketball exhibition for our young people that's headed by Mr. Karan Johnson. We're also going to have boxing out there. That's headed by Mr. Eric Judkins. In addition to that, we're going to have the golf again. We're going to have tennis. We're going to have soccer, the Trenton, I believe it's the Trenton FC. They're going to be doing the soccer. And the only space I have to fill right now is lacrosse. I want to have lacrosse out there also. We're actually confirming vendors for that day. It's going to be a breast cancer fundraiser. The Mama Luke Foundation is going to be out there. So it's going to be a wonderful, fun-filled day for our kids. And later in the evening, we're going to have a reception on that day in the park.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So folks, we've got about 3 minutes left, and I just want to run this down again, not only to talk about how important and how much I support you and what this organization and what this event is going to be, but just some of the things that people can look forward to. There's going to be 2 stages, at least 2. They're already confirmed from Mercer County Parks Commission and the City of Trenton. The logistics have been taken care of, the chairs, the tables, etc. What they need is donations, financial support, more vendors. They're looking for a very diverse group of vendors as far as food. It's going to be a well-sponsored event. New Jersey Manufacturers, PNC Bank, PSE&G, Trenton First, Peter's Diner, Popeyes, the Isles Organization. The list can go on and on and on, and I'm sure that it will. You're really making it a point to be a very diverse event for people to celebrate the culture of African Americans. You're looking to have a more Latino, Hispanic involvement, and the Caribbean islands as well as the countries of the African continent. Contact information, again, folks, is quite simple. You can Google Trenton African American Pride Festival, or the website is taapf.com, or you can send in a check or a money order. It's tax deductible, correct?
Yes, it is.
And you can send that in care of Trenton African American Pride Festival, 1977 North Olden Avenue, P.O. Box 355 in Ewing, New Jersey, 08628. Latarsha, before we end the segment, I want you to